Yes, hello and welcome to my channel Craftbox. I'm glad you're watching. Yes, you're likely watching this video because you're experiencing issues with the system in your vehicle. This video is about cleaning the NOX sensor. I have naturally created other videos, such as how to clean the dosing valve, and also produced a few explanatory videos on how the entire system really functions. Here in the video, as I mentioned, it's about cleaning the NOX sensor. And yes, there's much more on this topic in this video. Have fun with it. Well, here I have a NOX sensor, also known as a nitrogen oxide sensor. We have two of these in the car, one before the catalytic converter, i.e. before the fuel injection, and one after the catalytic converter. It measures the raw exhaust gas, so to speak. Then we have another sensor after the catalytic converter and therefore after the injection. And of course, they compare the two values. How much nitrogen oxide is produced before cleaning from the engine, and what are the emissions released into the environment after filtration? So that's the job of these sensors. And yes, now comes the sobering part. You can't clean these sensors. They are as they are. Small holes. You can't clean them up here with any cleaning agent or anything else. They actually function, as that's simply the exhaust gas. Modern diesel engines are highly efficient, burning cleanly without soot. Soot usually signals an engine issue. They often resemble this one. It's new, yet akin to the one I'm presently using. It looks just as good. The sensor installed after the exhaust gas cleaning system looks a bit different. Yes, it seems so. I think this uric acid somewhat contributes to the slight disturbance. Let's put it this way then. Indeed, 95% of the issues with Adblue are typically related to the dosing valve and the interplay of the sensors either malfunctioning or a sensor has completely failed, rendering it inoperative. If a sensor has completely failed, there is also the possibility of reprogramming it and then testing it again. This approach can sometimes be successful, but I will explain in this video exactly how you should proceed, and I will also demonstrate precisely how to do this on the diagnostic device later. Well, here I have a dosing valve. In this case, it is second-hand. The urea enters here, and this is the connection from the cooling circuit. This implies that if you decide to remove the metering pump here, indeed, hot water will be released. If you attempt to remove the metering valve right after driving, you could potentially scald yourself, so you need to exercise caution. So find out exactly how it works. You don't want to hurt yourself. Typically, the dosing valve is often dirty, meaning there are 3 nozzles involved. Outlets spray this liquid or urea into the exhaust gas stream, which reduces the nitrogen oxide content. This reduction is then measured by the sensor at the rear. Ideally, it would confirm that the values are correct, and that's how the entire device regulates itself. Now, of course, it's possible that this dosing valve here is malfunctioning due to its age, as it could also be blocked internally. I will also create a video on how this dosing valve could potentially be salvaged, as they are not inexpensive, costing around $200. In any case, the dosing valve is now malfunctioning. That's why we typically have extreme dirt accumulation on the exterior. This can be resolved with cleaning. However, there's a chance that contamination may reoccur after a short period, leading to the same issue. Yes, so the dosing valve can no longer spray effectively, which means that only a small amount of spray is emitted, more like droplets, and this causes the entire area to become encrusted. The sensor at the back indicates that my exhaust gas is not clean. You need to inject more of this urea. Indeed, the situation continues to worsen as the misery unfolds. Eventually, the dosing valve becomes entirely blocked or signals an error, causing the system to shut down. So much for the theory. Now, of course, you may be in luck. That's because it's been in use for roughly 80,000 to 100,000 kilometers. The valve tends to get dirty over time, so you need to clean it. And then it's crucial that you simply recalibrate the sensors and this dosing valve again, because then it's clean. Yes, then it should function normally again. It is crucial to reset everything afterwards. If you only clean it now, it's mainly due to the system's self-memorization, causing repeated sprayouts, which could quickly lead to clogging and dirtiness, regardless. Therefore, clean the dosing valve, clean the sensors, recalibrate both, reset to 0, as well as the dosing valve, and then you should experience smooth operation for a while. And now I'll demonstrate how everything functions here on the diagnostic device. Here's some guidance on correctly cleaning the dosing valve with a video I've made. 2 video links will be in the description. More may follow as I plan to show the cleaning process, but it requires more preparation. As I mentioned, you can observe precisely how I did it over there, because you'll need to clean here as well. All the encrustations must be removed. It works really well the way I've shown it there. And the second thing is that I have briefly explained how the system functions. A short explanatory video. You can also take a quick look at it, so that we can understand the material a little better. And of course, I will also include a link to the diagnostic device I use in the video description. If you're interested in purchasing one, you can simply click on the link to buy it. Yes, that essentially covers the topic. So now let's proceed to the diagnostic unit and see how I performed. Now, if you have cleaned the metering valve and ensured that all your NOX sensors are functioning properly, it is certainly recommended to recalibrate all the values. This is done through the PCM engine control unit.
Dann empfiehlt es sich auf jeden Fall, alle Werte wieder neu einzulernen. Das macht man hier über das ECM Motor Steuergerät.
And then, after a short while, it reads out everything. Do you then reach this menu option where you can recalibrate the throttle valve and the NOX sensors?
Menüpunkt, wo man das Dosierventil und auch die NOX-Sensoren wieder anlernen kann.
This is advised, for instance, when the injector couldn't dispense sufficient urea due to a blockage. It then learns to dispense a larger amount to ensure the reduction of nitrogen oxide levels. Now, the atomizer is clean again. Naturally, we no longer require this amount, once learnt. Hence, we're resetting values and moving forward. Now, our focus is on particular nonsense, on the control unit, adjustment. We proceed with it, and then there's a learning process involved. And now I have all sorts of things to read here. Actually, all we have here is everything related to Adblue. This is a learning process for the temperature sensor component. Yes, if you've damaged it, then a new sensor needs to be installed and it will then be programmed here. So, let's proceed. So, we are considering resetting the learning values of the Y129 dosing valve component. That's precisely what we've cleared up. Regardless, reset the value and we still have it down here. Learn the values of the NOX sensor both before and after the catalytic converter exactly once. This way, you can reset them in every instance. Also reset the Adblue dosing learning values here. I'm going to reset the dosage learning values here so you can observe this. So, the prerequisite mentioned here is that the combustion engine should be at a standstill. I have my engine on here, you can see that the engine is running. This should not be the case. That's why I'm turning off my engine now. So, my engine is now switched off, just like that. So that's exactly how it should be. So in that case, I can now proceed here, like this. This is where he states the dosage now. Reset the educational values. It hasn't started like this before, as I need to press F2 in this instance. I'll do that now, and the process is running. It takes a moment, and then it indicates success. That's all there is to it. You do the same with the NOX sensors. And yes, after cleaning, everything will be pristine again. And yes, enjoy driving and troubleshooting. Another crucial detail I haven't mentioned is that you should always drive for 20 minutes initially to activate the NOX sensors. I also created another video about it. You can have a look at that too. Yes. Then good luck with it. And yes, until my next video, take care. Farewell.